Alright, before you guys start thinking that this is a tutorial only for experts, that's not the case. I just called it an expert video because it was, within the tutorial series, the most difficult aspects of the game, I guess. Well, let's begin with the first thing, styles. Okay, the available styles differ per server. To view them, you can simply type style and look at what they have to offer. Some servers also call this mode. I have commands alias, so anything will work. Now, you can choose your style. You have normal, sideways, half sideways, W only, A only, legit, and easy scroll. Now, bonus is just normal mode, but then another course, and practice is something that you can use to no clip. So let's start with the first one, sideways. For this, I'm first going to switch my HUD so that it actually shows S and W rather than A and D. Okay, I'm now in the sideways mode. As you can see, I changed the HUD, and on the scoreboard it says I'm on sideways. This means I cannot use A or D. It's just going to be blocked by the game. I'm not going to go anywhere. Now, what sideways is you're going to strafe with W and S. So when moving your mouse to the left, you'll have to press W, and moving your mouse to the right, you'll have to press S. It's going to be kind of the same, except your screen is going to come out sideways. You're not really going to be able to see where you have to go. So it's going to look a little bit like this. I'm not too good at it. But you have to, in order to actually be able to see the blocks, you'll have to swing into it. Well, at least I do, for all of them. I don't really have a very good technique for it, but I can somewhat make my way across simple courses like this. You really just have to practice with it. I mean, doing it to the left. You can also do sideways to the right, which let's see if I can. No, I do it automatically. But if you just switch them around, like if you move your mouse to the right with W, like this, you're gonna go the other way. I can't do it. It's too confusing. My brain is just used to doing it to the left. But yeah, that's really all there is to sideways. Most things that you can do in normal are possible in sideways as well. In fact, all of them are, but your screen is just going to be, this is going to be flipped by 90 degrees, so you simply can't see where you're going, which is going to be a lot harder. So this is the extra challenge that you can get for when you're a better player. Now the next style we're going to have a look at is W only. This one is going to be particularly weird compared to sideways, which is still somewhat like normal. W only is just something completely different. Like the name suggests, you're only going to be holding W, and you have to use your mouse in order to align yourself to the blocks. And for this, you'll have to make pretty sudden mouse movements and kind of move your mouse a lot. So high sensitivity is actually recommended for this. I don't like changing my sensitivity, so I just continuously play at this. I can still somewhat manage easy courses like this, but parts like this are going to be very hard for me because I'm a little bit stubborn and I don't want to change. I don't even want to learn W only because I just suck at it. I kind of gave up on it. But it's a pretty fun style to do, and some people can actually get really good at it and even surpass some people in normal mode. Okay, next up is half sideways. For this style, I changed the HUD back again to the normal display mode. Half sideways, as the name suggests, is you're going to go sideways, but then not entirely. So it's going to be kind of a mix between normal and sideways. To do half sideways mode, you have to press W along with your A and D key. So when you're normally going to go to the right in the air, you're going to have to also press your W key, resulting in this kind of weird half sideways mode. Now, I'm not very good at this either. I actually really suck at all these custom styles, but I'm still going to try teaching them to you because I know the basics. Yeah, you're just going to go at this angle constantly, and you have to swap between going to the left and to the right. It's kind of like you're coming in on an angle at all times, so it's going to look a little bit weird, but that's really just what this style is. Just like W only, you kind of have to switch quickly because at a certain moment when you're switching from going to the left to the right, you are not gaining any speed. So if you do that part quickly, then I think that's extra helpful. I don't really know what to explain else about this style. It's just going to be kind of the same, but your angle is going to be different, making it a lot harder. To complete these easy things. Next up is a crazy one called A only. Now I made this game mode only for W only because he wanted to actually have another mode where you only can use one key. Now this one is extra weird because you're like, the only thing you can hold is your A key, so you're only going to be able to strafe like this. Now you don't want to go in circles all the time, so when you want to do something like, you want to go back, man, I should have him explain this because it's just completely nuts. I don't know, I think there aren't that many people that can actually do this mode. It's just a lot of fun to mess around with. What I kind of do to do it is I go around the circus like this, and it's gonna look really stupid because that's not how the style is meant to be played. But if you want to try doing it legit, yeah, when you're kind of I can't do it legit, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's kind of gonna be you have to turn backwards, so you're gonna do 180 turns every time. I hope that was somewhat clear. The last two styles that we have on this server are legit and easy scroll. They're both basically the normal style. You're going to strafe with A and D, but you have to use your mouse wheel to scroll. So for easy scroll, we kind of went easy on you. You don't lose a lot of speed when you hit the ground, and you can basically go up to whatever speed you can do. If you do a lot of perfect jumps in a row, you can get to like 1000 velocity, and it's generally going to be pretty easy to complete the map. You're not going to get as much speed as you would in auto hop, and you're not going to lose as much speed as you would on legit. So this is really also a good style to start out with if you're just new, because you won't get as much speed as auto hop, so you can actually do the courses at a lower speed, which might be useful in some cases. Okay, now let's have a look at legit. This is actually a lot harder. I kind of tried to make it like CSS stamina, as in if you drop on the ground and you try to walk, you're going to be slowed down at first, and you kind of have to regain your your breath in order to continue. Now this is particularly fun on maps with KZ in it, because it's going to take you a lot more effort. You can't do crazy skips that you can do in auto hop, and everything's just going to take a lot more time, and it's more about your strafing. On easy scroll as well as on legit, you have lower jump height, so you can't jump as high. Except for the initial jump, your initial jump is always going to be equally high. Now, one difference next to stamina between easy scroll and legit is that on legit you will actually have a velocity cap. Now on this server it's set to 480, so you can't go any higher than that while you're on the ground. If you're just in the air like this, you can strafe and gain speed, but when you're on the ground your velocity is going to be limited to 480. I'm going to go try to complete this course to get to the end to find a surf where you can see that it's actually only on the ground. Now what's going to be very important is your timing for the jumps. If your timing is going to be off, then you're going to lose speed while in the air, and it might be a little bit hard to make it to the next block. As you can see, I just entered a maximum velocity zone where my velocity changed. And you kind of have to do it like this. On legit, if you hold crouch, you're not going to have as much air acceleration as you would without crouch, so it's recommended to hold your crouch key as low as possible. And the rest of it is really just the same. Okay, that were all the styles. Now let's get on to the speedrunning aspect, and for that I'm going to go to the normal mode. I started this tutorial series with saying that when you first start playing bunny hop, it's all about the fulfillment of simply completing a map. If you've been playing for a longer amount of time and you think there isn't that much left to learn, you're kind of bored with just playing maps over and over again, you can try starting to improve your times on them. Now, sometimes it's going to be easy to improve your time because it's been a long time since you've last played it and you can easily improve it. But sometimes it's going to be a short map like this where you already have a lot of time and you want to get a better time than that. Now, in order to get better times, you'll have to make a route. And a route is actually just the way you're going to be playing the map over and over again. And the way you set up your route should be as short as possible so that you can get a very low time. Now, by simply trying it out, you can figure out what's the fastest way to complete a level. For example, this first part, people have very specific routes that you do in order to complete it as fast as they can. Now, if you don't exactly know how to start with setting up something like that and thinking of what would be the fastest way, name a map and it's been run. There is almost always a video on YouTube about it, where you can see what people do to get quick times. Now, you can have a look at their route, you can copy it exactly, or you can see where, oh, hey, maybe you can do this part faster, and you just start trying it out and looking if it's quicker or not. Now, if you have no YouTube videos, then there's going to be a whole new challenge to create a new route, which people might actually start using later on. I know there wasn't very much really useful information in this tutorial, but that's mainly because if you've already reached a good point of bunny hopping and there's nothing much to improve, it's really just to keep practicing and to just start doing new things like practicing routes over and over. It's just all about the playtime. Now, one last thing, since I'm kind of teaching you guys how to do things, I might as well say this. I've kind of gotten addicted to playing this game, and I only just managed to stop with playing it. And I'm just doing these tutorials now to bring over my knowledge, and there I'm gonna stop. B-Hop can be very time consuming because you're just gonna be doing the same map over and over again trying to improve your run. Now, it might be fun, but just try to limit your time that you spend on this. Okay, thank you for watching.